So, what inspired you, like, to create music? Like, since how young were you when you started making music?
Dude, that's a tricky question because I don't know. I mean, my parents they had me when they were pretty young, so like I was born and raised with like hip hop and R&B.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of the stuff that was out there in the '90s time, like on some real hood shit too, like DMX and Nas and Jay Z and my mom she listened to a lot of like beautiful R&B, Sade and Aaliyah,
Mm-hmm.
Destiny's Child, stuff like that. All that all that stuff naturally you're around it like all the time. It's pretty inspiring. I was a pretty nerdy kid, so I didn't really fit the popular mold.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, something about like I think it was like a dark period in my life. And I felt like music was a great place to run to because you shut off the world.
Mm-hmm.
You're in this whole different world that the artist is telling you, particularly with hip hop and rap at first. um but then it was kind of weird because like I was a nerdy kid and like sometimes a hood ass neighborhood and like how can I talk about gangster rap and shit? Like I'm not gonna I have no interest in going into that, and then two, like who the fuck am I to even like try to front like I'm like I'm cut from some like thug ass cloth. But don't fuck with me. But yeah, nah, it was basically trying to get into that world of like a safe haven where like I can be detached from at what it was at the time like a tough, what I felt was a tough reality. And like it was just so cool, like the ability to like move things and like move people and like give motion and like
Mm-hmm.
that was really cool. I think I really fell in love with it when I discovered Daft Punk, because their stuff was just so wild,
Mm-hmm.
like when I started making it. I was like, I don't know, I say a range of like 13 to 15. I was always on and off.
Mm-hmm.
And when I started making it, basically it it was kind of weird because I was in a hip hop and reggaeton world around me,
Mm-hmm.
but then I'm listening to Daft Punk, which is like French house music,
Right.
like sometimes techno-y, and like there's this weird like disconnect, like the world around me is one way, but what I want is something else, and then what I could do is something else. Um, and it was like kind of on and off type stuff. I found Flying Lotus when I was in high school. And like I think from there I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. That's something I can do. That's something that's like hip hoppy,
Mm-hmm.
but then also like so wild, like Daft Punk. And then yeah, I think that's when I started getting a bit more serious, if you want to call it like that. Dude, it was so bad. I had fucking this bad software. I mean, no disrespect to Sony. I'd still like to work with y'all in the future. But like, it was such a simple software, Sony Acid Music Studio. I had no idea what the fuck it did, how to do about it. Like I just clicked buttons until like something
Figure
fucking
shit
worked.
out.
Yeah. And then samples and all that stuff. And then I've learned that my heroes, Daft Punk and Flying Lotus and Justice Mastercraft, like they use samples sometimes in their work, and like they use software and like electronics to make things. And I was like, yo, that's maybe somehow, some way I can get into that too.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, just kind of experimenting at that age.